Friends, every week we work really hard to bring you spine-chilling animated horror stories. So if you're enjoying the stories on our channel, Viren Horror, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notifications for our latest videos. This story is based on a true incident, and it was sent to us by one of our subscribers, Ryan, who used to work at the same call center where this terrifying incident took place. My name is Ethan, and my friend Jason and I used to work at a call center in Houston, Texas, called Saffron BPO. It was a night shift job. All night long, the white glow of computer screens and the constant hum of headsets echoed across the large office floor. At night, the office felt like a completely different world. Outside, the industrial area was almost deserted, and inside, only tired agents sat in their cubicles taking calls. Next to our cubicle, there was another one where a very beautiful girl worked. Her name always appeared on the system as Rose. She was always on time, quietly placed her bag on her chair, logged into her system, put on her headset, and started working. Jason was very friendly, so he would occasionally say hi to her. Rose would just give a slight smile and then go back to looking at her screen. She behaved normally with everyone. She was the star performer of the office, and everyone liked her. But one night, around 12:30 a.m., Rose received a call. She kept talking very softly on her headset for a long time, hours in fact. This seemed very strange to all of us because our calls usually didn't last more than 10-15 minutes. Concerned for her safety, our team leader decided to tap her call, and when he listened, we were all shocked. There was no one on the other end. The moment the call was tapped, Rose immediately disconnected it and looked at us with an extremely strange and angry expression. When the team leader asked her what was wrong, she didn't say a word. She simply picked up her bag and walked out of the office. After that day, she never came back. At first, no one paid any attention, but 3 days passed and her phone wasn't reachable either. Our team leader contacted the address she had provided during joining, and what he found out sent chills down our spines. The people living at that address said that Rose had died years earlier. When her parents were contacted, they confirmed that their daughter had passed away nearly 8 years earlier. When we heard this, the entire office fell into an eerie silence. Jason and I just looked at each other because we had seen her every single day. She worked right next to us. Her system logged in daily. Her bag was always on the chair. If she had died years ago, then who was working with us? After that, the atmosphere in the office changed. Strange things started happening. One night, footsteps were heard near the office pantry, as if someone was slowly walking across the floor. The security guard checked the entire corridor, but found no one. That same night, an agent ran out of the restroom, pale and trembling. She said that while washing her hands, she heard someone walking behind her. When she looked in the mirror, there was a girl standing right behind her. White shirt, loose hair, and a face exactly like Rose. But her eyes were blood red. When she turned around, the restroom was completely empty. After that, people avoided going to the restroom alone at night. Then another incident happened. One night, the pantry motion sensor light suddenly turned on, even though the pantry was completely empty. When the CCTV footage was checked, a shadow near the water dispenser appeared and then suddenly transformed into the shadow of a human, like a girl standing there. These incidents kept increasing. One late night, I was working when the computer in the cubicle in front of me suddenly turned on by itself. The login screen appeared, and within seconds, the system logged in automatically. The name on the screen was Rose. It was the same computer she used. I was terrified. After a few seconds, the system locked itself again. The next day, I told Jason everything, but he refused to believe it, or maybe he just didn't want to. But then came the night that changed everything for him. I was on leave that night, and Jason was working the night shift. Around 3 a.m., just before the shift was about to end, Jason received a call. "Hello? Rose this side. How can I help you?" It was Rose's voice. Jason panicked and immediately disconnected the call. Suddenly, the lights started flickering and then went out completely. Everyone assumed it was a power failure and went downstairs. But Jason stayed back, frozen in fear. Then he saw the chair in front of him slowly spinning on its own. It was Rose's chair. Trying to calm himself, Jason went to the pantry for water, but what happened there shook him to the core. As he was filling water, he felt someone standing behind him. "Hi, Jason. You forgot me, didn't you?" He turned around, and in the darkness, he saw two glowing red eyes and messy hair. It was Rose. Just then, the lights came back on, and no one was there. Jason grabbed his bag and ran toward the elevator. He pressed the button for the ground floor. The elevator doors opened, and his blood ran cold. It looked like the elevator had opened into a graveyard. There were many people standing there, lifeless, like zombies, and among them was Rose. They all stared at Jason, slowly walking toward him. "I really like you, Jason. Why don't you say hi anymore?" Jason collapsed into a corner, shut his eyes, and started praying. Moments later, people from the next shift entered the elevator. Everything was normal again, but Jason wasn't. The next day, we both quit the job. A few weeks later, we found out that the call center had been built over an old graveyard, and maybe Rose was one of the restless spirits from there. Today, that call center is permanently closed. But the story doesn't end here. A few months later, Jason got a new job. Everything went back to normal, until one night, at exactly 3:45 a.m., he received a call from an unknown number. At first, he ignored it, but when it rang again, he answered. Silence for a few seconds, then a faint static sound and a very familiar voice. "Hello, Rose this side. How can I help you?" This time, Jason's hands started shaking because the call was coming from the same closed Saffron BPO landline number. And since then, every night at 3:45 a.m., Jason's phone rings and the call comes from there. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to Virion Horror.